Hi everyone, welcome to the stream. This is Accounting Nightmare. Welcome Lauren, welcome Mia, welcome Tag. Good to see yous. That music's so nice. So is this music though. Okay. I'm finally back to do some more MSQ. Main story quests. I've been fighting migraines all week. And it sucks. Ugh. I feel alright at the moment though, so we'll see how much we can get done. Whee! Whole 7 people in queue. So last time, a lot happened last time. A lot. So we were going after Nidhogg, because diplomacy with the dragons had failed. We went after Nidhogg in his lair, in the Eyrie, and well, we went with Estinian, and we actually killed him. I was surprised. I didn't expect Nidhogg to die so quickly. Estinian got his revenge. Stabbed him through the head and took his remaining eye. And then, yeah, seems like Nidhogg's dead. Seemed like they dissipated. Fighting migraines are those enemies in FF14's award-winning expansion Heavensward, now included in the free trial up to level 60 with no time limit. Hey Counting, how are ya? In this stream, FF14 asks the question, can we break AN's spirit more than we did last time? Oh, I hope not. Hey Walken. You've been pulling your hair out trying to get GTA San Andreas running smoothly. Oh, good luck with that. I hope you can get it running smoothly. You're impressed I said all that in one go. Doing some training for my little squad. Train, level up. Yeah, so we got Nidhogg's remaining eye, but it didn't match the one we already had. Turns out it was Hraesvelgr. There we go, I remembered his name. It was Hraesvelgr's missing eye. We got a vision of the past that revealed a lot of interesting things. Like, back when the war with the dragon started, they actually took both of Nidhogg's eyes, not just one of them. And Hraesvelgr gave him one of his eyes so he could, you know, make mankind suffer. So Hraesvelgr is kind of partially responsible for all this. You can 100% promise that Haurchefant will not die this stream. Oh. Yeah, Nidhogg's other eye is not accounted for. I'm assuming that the Heavensward and the Archbishop have it and they're using it for something, but we don't know yet for sure. Hey, you've got one of Titan's fists. That's cool. One of my little squad members. Hraesvelgr means corpse eater in Old Norse. Oh, wow. Huh. What was I going to do? There was something I was going to do. I have forgotten. Probably not important. Yeah, so Estinian got his revenge against Nidhogg. It's an empty revenge for him. And hey, the war's over, right? But turns out the Archbishop is a douchebag. And he wants to just keep the war going, to keep the status quo going. And the whole thing this whole society is built on, the whole nobility stuff, is all nonsense, because we saw in our vision everyone's descended from those same knights. So everyone's technically nobility. go... Hang on, where do we go for the... continue the quest? Oh, no, that's Warrior. Foundation. Oh, actually, no. First I want to go to Camp Dragonhead. Yeah, we confronted... Oh, tank. Cute. It's got little arms. Yeah, we confronted the Archbishop about it. And it went very poorly. We found out the Heavensward have some really messed up powers. It seems like they're dabbling in primal powers. And in that fight we lost Porchefort. It was really sad. He sacrificed himself for us. And now we want revenge. All the dragons have names drawn from Norse mythology. Midgard, obviously. Nidhogg was the worm that forever gnawed at the roots of Yggdrasil. Rodatoskir was the squirrel that rang messages between Nidhogg and Hraesvelgr. Oh, okay. That's cool. Bahamut and Tiamat are the odd ones out, but they're kind of legacy names anyway. Ah, okay. Ah, that's cool. But yeah, so Porchefort's gone. And I realised you can run around here and talk to people, and they say all kinds of things about it. It's really sad. But yeah, I'm using his title in his memory of the Silver Fuller, because I was headcanoning that my Warrior of Light was together with him. Yeah, you can come back here and there's no one there. You are well, miss? Good. That is... good. Yeah, you can still, like, ask the same questions. It's sad. For many years I've served House Fortemps, and my Lord Porchefort, but now that he has fallen, forgive me, I would speak no more of such things. As you know, Camp Dragonhead is an Ishgardian fortress held by House Fortemps. Its name is taken from a nearby rock formation, which you may have... I'm sorry, but I just can't. Aww. Porchefort was pretty universally liked by his people. Yeah. No one here has a bad thing to say about him. Sometimes I think I see him sitting there, out of the corner of my eye, but when I turn to look... Oh, I'm gonna cry again. And that's fine. Yeah, I found a lot of dialogue around here, so I'll just try and remember who had dialogue. Did you? Ah, yeah. You do. I recall when we were first given the task of reclaiming the Still Vigil. There were those among us who resented House Halenart for placing us in so precarious a position. Lord Porchefort chastised us for judging them so harshly. We are all sons and daughters of Ishgard. Are they not deserving of our loyalty? Of our love? We shall not look upon his like again. That comment led to rumours that his ghost would sometimes spawn in Camp Dragonhead. I don't think it did though. Oh wow! That would be cool. Oh, hello! Hi Lauren. Ooh, I like that staff. That's cool. Aww. A present. Ooh. Aw, biscuit. Aw. Thank you. I'm gonna eat it. Buttery biscuit with a subtle coffee flavour. Thank you. Oh, that was sweet. Ah, yep, this is new. A knight of Ishgard lives to serve, and lives to fall in battle. Every last one of us is fated for this holy duty long before we are born, and when the last dragon perishes, we shall meet again in the hall of our fathers. Thus spoke my father to me, and his father to him. Thus did I speak to mine own son, and the count to his, I expect. Ooh, you had another present? Ooh, thank you! Thank you! Gabriel Alpha. Ooh. Aww. Your headcanon was it was going to be the wedding present? Aww. That's so sweet. Now, where did it go? There it is. That's cool. Thank you. Ah, it's so cool. Nice, thank you. Whoosh. Damn, that's... I love how your character, like, lies on it. That's really cool. So cool. Important to remember, Horsefort was a bastard, only half noble. Worked hard to get where he got, yeah. Speaks to the decency of his father too, who recognised him, gave him all the support he did, yeah. The story Nidhogg told Heavensward reeks of... didn't seem wholly honest. Yeah, I feel like there's definitely more going on there that we haven't seen yet too. Something about everything about, Ratotiski. I feel like there's more to that story. But we shall find out. Let's see, who else around here had dialogue? No, you're just an inquisitor. Ah, you had dialogue. He was a good man, Lord Horsefort. Never failed to treat me with kindness and respect, even though I was not sworn to his service. As keenly as some here feel his loss, I fear my Lord Francel's suffering beyond compare. Oh yeah, we have to remember to go talk to Francel. They were good friends. He was, Francel's the one we worked together with Horsefort to save from those... yeah, that's right, he was framed as being a heretic by that corrupt inquisitor, and we saved him. When he dined with us, he would never fail to ask us about our day, and favour us with that smile of his when he did. It's all just a bad dream, isn't it? When I wake up, it'll be the way it was, won't it? Aww. They're crying. What's cooler than both robots and fighter jets? Robots that turn into fighter jets, exactly. Because Transformers are cool as heck. That's not new. The hearths burn low these days, and the servants are rather listless. I thought I heard someone sobbing the other day, but perchance it was just the wind. Oh well. Yeah, Heavensward, not on our side or Ishgard's. Why should he trust your words over those of his brother? Yeah. I don't think... Yeah, none of that's new. That's all related to side quests. I think that's everyone in Dragonhead. Could you go in this door? No? Okay. Yeah, I'll use the mana cutter for a little bit because it fits story-wise, because we just got this and we use this to get to Nidhogg's lair, and then I'll use the Gabriel Alpha. Yeah, we'll go talk to Francel, who is down here, and then we'll continue the story. Basically doesn't care which way the war goes at this point. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's a beautiful barding. It's so pretty. Ooh, I can find... It's ice barding. Ooh, I have to remember that. I want to get that for Nero. For my chocobo. Hey, Vivs, welcome. How are yous? They said you were there with him. At the end. Tell me it was... Forgive me. I haven't the words. Aww. The fates have been cruel to my lord. Aye, very cruel indeed. First they took his brother at the still vigil, and now they have taken a bosom friend in Lord Horchefort. Bosom friend, that's an interesting term. I don't think I've heard that one before. Ah, sorry to hear that, Vivs. I hope it clears up soon. Guesses it's a drop from Shiva Extreme. Okay. I'll have to look into that because I want that. So I think that's everyone around here anyway. Let's go back to Foundation. Suspect it's craftable. Oh, okay, yep, that would make sense. Hello, who are you? You're rude is what you are. Forgotten Knight. Actually, hang on. I did notice as I was running around doing Dark Knight quests, notice there's some people you can talk to around here. Yeah, last time we met a lady named Hilda? Yeah, Hilda. She's kind of the leader of a rebellion here in the Broom, the slums. A few free spirits were tempted to take advantage of the recent instability, relieve a few blue bloods of their possessions and so forth. Don't worry, we put a stop to it. She's cool, she uses a gun. The Broom's our home, and we'll take good care of it. I don't have much wits, but I've got wits enough to follow Hilda's orders. Yeah, I was looking at your website, it's really good. Primals have craftable barding associated. You have the Leviathan barding. Ooh, I'll have to look into what those look like. That sounds cool. Gotta catch them all, gotta catch them. Oh, in there. Okay, I went to the wrong place. We can talk to Tataru here, though. Weaving is far more difficult than I imagined. But just you wait. I'll be a specialist before you know it. Repeat after me. Over, under, around, and through. Over, under, around, and through. She's trying to pick up weaving now. Repair my stuff. Oh. I have to climb up here. Way to lie to you. No, I've looked at your website. It's pretty good. I read your article about systems. It's good. Pick up some more clan hunts. Oh wait, no, I already have some. Never mind. Basically bounties. What was his name? Emmerich, was it? I couldn't remember the name of this guy. I really like him though. I just couldn't remember his name. Yeah, we saved him last time, and we found out he's actually the bastard son of the Archbishop. So he tried to like reason with his father, but nope. That was a no. Hilda's half Ellison, which means she has features no other character in the game has. Ah. Emmerich, yeah. Where could they be headed? And what does Aziz La have to do with it? Search of the Soleil. The Soleil was eastward bound, so I sent word to Camp Cloudtop, on the off chance the airship passed nearby. Sure enough, Lady Lanite informed me that it had been sighted by her scouts. Then the Archbishop is somewhere in the Sea of Clouds? Or was, not long ago. The airship has not been seen since it disappeared into the northern reaches near the Blue Window. Alas, because the region is firmly held by the Vanu Vanu, and not easily accessible from Camp Cloudtop, House Halenart has yet to establish a foothold. We will need not only an airship, but a captain bold enough to risk the beastman's wrath. I think we both know the perfect candidate, Melchan. Let us pay a visit to Master Garland at the Skysteel Manufactory. I see. Then I will take my leave for now. There are other matters which require my attention. Who else but Master Garland would be willing to deliver us into Vanu territory? I say we go and ask him first. It always comes back to Sid. Sid's like the most helpful person in the story. He of the smooth voice and face that player Ellison can't have. Aww. I've entirely forgotten why they went to Azizlar. Well, we shall find out. Probably to do evil things. The jerks. Hello. It's like, here we go again. Ah, the Dastardly duo. What mischief have you two been getting up to lately? You haven't heard, have you? I hardly know where to start. He was a good man. Sid, have you heard of Azizla? The Archbishop spoke of it before he fled. No, but it's probably some source of phenomenal cosmic power that's key to his plans. From what he told Melchan, the Ascians tried to tempt him as they tempted Gaius with the Ultima weapon. Even if he spoke true about playing along, I can see him attempting to seize it. As if we needed another reason to pursue him. Well, I'm convinced. The Enterprise is at your disposal. Come to the airship landing when you're ready to depart. It's just as well. After pulling you out of the fire these last few times, I reckoned I was due to deliver you into it. In universe, true hybrids like Hilda are 1,000,000 in one occurrence. Really? Interracial couples are rare. Those couples successfully reproducing are even rarer. And that pregnancy being a hybrid rather than the race of either parent is rarer still. Oh wow. Into the blue. Into the fire, is it? In that case, I should inform Tataru of our plans. Pray go on ahead to the airship landing. I shall join you anon. Hey, Godsblister, welcome. Yes, Astrologicum. Hello there, madam. So you know, I'll be available to ferry you back and forth once the chief charts a course. Deputy President's orders and all that. Okay, thanks. Biggs and Wedge. I, heard about your man Horshathorn. Sorry for your loss, Melchan. Good to see you again, Melchan. It'll be a pleasure to have you aboard the Enterprise again. No. The boys have been hard at work preparing for our flight, and I'm pleased to say we are ready to depart. That is, as soon as a certain... Pray forgive me my lateness. Tataru and I had much to discuss. We still have no news of the missing scions, but she assures me that Urianger and Riol are pursuing promising leads. Come, come. We can continue this discussion aboard the Enterprise. Is that a Dapper Tonberry? Yes, that's from the current Make It Rain event. You can buy it from the campaign manager in the Gold Saucer. Senorita Sabotenda. It's cute. Forget what your sail is doing at this point. Still moping, probably. Now she's opening up a frozen yogurt shop. Hoist sail. The little Moogle balloon. Hop. The others are waiting for you aboard the Enterprise, Melchan. Shall we get going? Yes. Sea of Clouds. It's called the Forgotten Night.
Reaches of the Sea of Clouds, where countless isles yet remained uncharted. In search of a mysterious land known as Azizlar, and the unmasked villain who sought to claim its secrets. Oblivious to the new threat which followed in their wake, they came.
We never did deal with that primal around here, did we? Oh no. It just kind of showed up and we were like, oh yeah, that kind of sucks. Anyway, we'll keep the Enterprise here for now, but if you need to head back to Ishgard, you can use that standard to signal for an Ironworks airship. Don't worry, we charted a route safe enough for others to fly. Unless that primal shows up. But what are the odds of that, eh? We'll stay in touch with your Temple Knight friend, don't you worry. The Enterprise is ready to fly at a moment's notice. Just come running if you run afoul of something you can't handle. Current. Oh, hang on. I'll talk to Alphino first. And then current. From here, Camp Cloudtop looks rather far. Be on your guard, Melchan. The Vanu could be anywhere, even watching us as we speak. Yeah, this music's really good. Floating islands are cool, which makes the Sea of Clouds cool. I agree. Aww, a duckling. Cute. Familiar faces. Assuming the Soleo is here, I doubt she will come to us. We should begin searching the Isles in earnest. Of course, we must remain vigilant for Vanu scouts as well. I would rather avoid needless bloodshed. Now we're up here. To the north. I collected a bunch of aether currents around here off stream, and I did some side quests which gave me some currents. So that's what I got so far. Careful, Alphino, you're gonna fall off. God, look at them! So many isles, so many places to hide. No, we must not lose hope. He is out there, Melchan, and we will find him. Slash lookout. It's okay, he has a loft wing. You search the skies for the Soleo, but see nothing resembling the missing airship. Gotta save a Yorzia from Ganon. That floating flower. That's cool. At least I think it's a flower. When that text pops up, you know something is going on. Mayhap this effort was doomed to failure. Begs mercy of netherlings, does not fight, does not wish to die. Was that a Vanu being attacked? But by whom? Over there. Imperial troops? Oh no. What are they doing here? Ishgardians, seize them! They'll know where the Archbishop is. Yeah, we definitely know that. The enemy of my enemy. With no choice. With me, Melchan. Protect the Vanu. Remember, Lord Van Hydrus wants them alive. That's an order. Lord Van Hydrus? Regular Van Hydrus? AoE buttons. Fun. Little Ruby Caruncle. Cute. What are you doing? You're a disgrace to the Sixth. Subdue these savages. Ugh. There's no end to them. There you are. I was looking for the healer. Too small. No, stop trying to heal. No weapons to fight netherlings. No desire to die. Aphino's fine. I don't need to get aggro from him. He's fine. Ow, butted. That's a strange looking gunship. Link's too busy at the Gold Saucer. Never had a minigame area like that in one of his games. The wacky Garleans again. And so we live to fight another day. Netherlings save Lonivanu from certain death. Showers Netherlings with thanks like summer squall. Lonivanu knows not what wind bears Netherlings to Cloudsea, but warmly welcomes them. Shows gratitude where gratitude is due. Devourer of Worlds. Oh, that's a lovely quest title. Lonivanu owes much and more to Netherlings. As saviours, as heroes, Zundu welcome you. To village we go, to north. Come, come. So the Garleans were searching for the Archbishop and believed that the Vanu knew something of his whereabouts. Methods notwithstanding, they may have had the right of it. I conclude that we should accept Lonuvanu's offer of hospitality and visit his village. Same, because I want to make friends. Using this mount feels very weird when you can't fly. Actually, I'm going to swap to the Gabriel for now. Chonky owl, yeah. In our stream canon, Breath of the Wild Link got sidetracked from his adventure by DVD and FF14, yup. Ugh, these things are gross. The Sheikah Slate must actually be a Steam deck. Ooh, that's pretty. Look at this cute little village. Look at that aetheryte. Oh, it's the best aetheryte. I want to believe Lonuvanu is sincere in his intentions. Nevertheless, keep your eyes open, Mochan. Like breeze guides leaves to rest. Come and lay down your burdens, Netherlings. Lonuvanu throws wide arms in greeting. Behold, Oxzundu. A far warmer welcome than the one you received from the Vundu, I think. Ha! Vundu bluster and blow hither and yon, sound and fury, like aimless gale. Ah? What unseen lightning begets such thunderous report? There you are. Did you see it? No. It's that damned flying whale again. The Imperials are after it. Where? The White? He's wounded. It ate an island. By the 12. Did the beast just eat that island? Oh, insatiable wight. Oh, devourer of worlds. Why must you torment us? Bah. Lonuvanu wastes no more words on his unfathomable deeds. Come, Netherlings. Come and break words with Chief of Zundu. The If you had a nickel for every game you played that ended with a major character turning into a tree, you'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. When you described it as a flying feathered whale, I naturally assumed you had taken some liberties. It'll take a lot more than Imperial cannons to bring that beast down. Chocobo quarter. If Netherling is ever in need of succour, I drive away beasts with blows furious as summer squall. Oh, look at this thing. It's alright. It's got little hats. It's got hats. Oh, it's so cute. Netherling comes at perfect time. Watches young Vanu Vanu dance thunderously as soaring Senua. Oxzundu culture is rich as soil after summer rains. Is there more Netherling would know? What do you do here? Gonavanu is dance master of Oxzundu, ensures all know tribe's vibrant dance. Just as falling sediment piles up into Great Mountain, mastery of dance requires practice over many moons. Vanu Vanu must move arms with grace of leaf, which flutters in gentle breeze, and pound feet with ferocity of rolling thunder. Look upon them, Netherling, and know prowess of Oxzundu. Gonavanu feels Netherling's urge to dance rise like welling rain cloud. Very well, Netherling may dance the dance of her people. Just forgive Vanu younglings if they burst into gales of laughter. The dance of my people. Bee's knees. It's my favourite dance. This is Oxzundu, means village of Zundu tribe in Vanu Vanu tongue. Gonavanu knows not Netherling's tribe's name, but village is surely glorious. Tribe of Zundu prefer to be relaxed, like still clouds on summer day, unlike Vundu tribe, who thrive in storm of chaos and violence. Does Netherling speak with Sonu Vanu? Like cloud abundant with cleansing rain, Sonu Vanu's knowledge washes away any questions you have about Zundu tribe. Ah, that's cool. The sun drop dance. That's cool. I must have that. Apparently this sun drop dance is based on the Maori haka. Okay, that's cool. Hello. Feast your eyes, Netherling. Flower as beauteous as sunset after first spring rain. None in Oxzundu can claim to raise one as splendid. Oh yeah, any currents around here? Southeast. Let's go talk to this person first. With wisdom deep as nethers and eyes clear as cloudless blue, Sonu Vanu speaks for Zundu. Hearken to his words. Ooh, those are cool horns. Netherlings delivers Lonu Vanu from claws of steel-shod fiends and prove nobility. He knows not to ignore Zephyr winds, and brings before you with all and brings before you with all haste. Soft rains to soothe the heart and sunshine to warm. Gratitude of Sonu, chief of Zundu, is boundless. We are honoured to meet you, Chief Sonu. I am Alphino Livier, and these are my companions, Melchanangura and Sid Garland. We are come in search of an airship, a flying vessel of the Nethers, which we believe is somewhere in the Cloud Sea. Ah, like to black steel-shod contraption from which you saved Lonuvanu? Alas, no. That ship belongs to the Garlean Empire, an old enemy of ours, though not the enemy we are looking for at present. The men we seek wear armour of purest white, and are led by an older man in white robes. Wait, Lonuvanu here tell of these Netherlings? You do? Are you certain? As sun rises and falls and returns, we are. Zundu scouts can testify to words of Lonuvanu. Aye, aye. Winds carry purpose of Netherlings to our ears as well. Netherlings seek key to Azizla. Now we're getting somewhere. Tell us, Chief Sonu, what exactly is this Azizla? Take a long time to get the sun drop dance. It's probably a beast tribe reward, hey? Yeah, that's fair. If you had $1 for every time you woke up half naked on a beach in a survival game, you probably wouldn't be rich, but at least you'd have some pants. Beware, Netherlings, for blackest clouds portend greatest danger. Look not into heart of tempest. There lies ancient birthplace of sin, home of forbidden secrets. To speak more is to call the wind. But the white devours isle where key is kept. Deep within bowels of mighty Bismarck it lies, beyond reach of the foolhardy. Oh, God. And beyond ours. Rejoice not in his gluttony, Lonuvanu, for as stone gives way to water and wind, all yields to the white. This he knows, Chief Sonu. Madness of Vundu bodes ill for all Vanu. The whale ate the key that we need to get to Azizla. Well, I mean, hopefully that means that the Heavensward can't get there. Chief Sonu is the leader of the Zundu, strong and wise. Netherling shows proper respect, and he will treat you with the gentleness of an autumn breeze. With every dawn, fewer and fewer remain, so great is the white's hunger. As saplings bask in the warmth of the sun, so too may Netherlings partake of our hospitality. Could we not just leave the key to the Forbidden Land in the island-eating whale's belly? I mean, I can think of worse places to keep it. No? I thought not. Black and the white. So Azizla is home to forbidden secrets, accessible only to the bearer of a key which the Archbishop covets. Much as I would like to believe it's safe within the belly of Bismarck, the Knights of the Heavensward wield primal powers. Yeah, it's true. If we do not slay the whale and claim the key first, they surely will. Quite how we will go about it is another matter. As was the case in our battle with Leviathan, we are out of our element, and this time we have far fewer allies to call upon. Be that as it may, our customary approach still holds true. We must begin by learning more about the white. Let us each question the residents of the village, then regroup and share our findings anon. Just wait long enough and you should get it back. If netherlings seek knowledge of the white, then speak with Kunu Valley, foremost keeper of tales. But neglect not to present self with humility and respect. As sun yields to moon and moon to sun, netherlings must greet Kunu Valley with a bow. Kunu Valley holds traditions in highest regard, and so must netherlings, if they wish to hear tales of the white. Oh my god! No, I wanted to look at that barding. Yes, thank you. Title. Oh, that's the Leviathan barding? Oh my god, I don't know which one I like more. That's so cool. Gotta collect them all. Gotta collect them all, yeah. Aether Current. Speaking of collecting them all. To the north. Pardon me while I get on my transformer. Yeah. It's very cool. Hey Alphino, you seem very, very busy. Then the quantity of crystals needed to sustain Bismarck would exceed that consumed by Leviathan. Yeah, yep. Each primal's always stronger. We've got power creep, just like in DBZ. Aether Current. What ill-mannered beast comes before Kunu Valu and begs to hear tales? None who deserve aught, that much she knows. Bow. Zephyr winds at your back, and sunshine to warm your brow, traveller from below. Kunu Valley, keeper of tales, hears your words, and she remembers. In times long ago, in lands elsewhere, before even the clouds see, the white is one among many. Newborn, he swims beside his many brothers, in seas of endless water. But hated the white is, for his brothers are purest black. So great is their contempt, their loathing, that they turn upon him and rend his flesh asunder. And so he falls, only to rise again, for merciful gods raise him to the heavens, and there he is reborn. The white still longs for the sea to which he cannot return, but in rebirth, a splinter of the divine is shared, and so he opens his maw, from whence come the clouds, and a new sea is born, home to him alone. Content, he gazes below, and sees others who are as he, hated and hunted. He weeps, and in his benevolence, he raises up isles of earth, and guides these people to the cloud sea. Such is the tale of his rebirth, and the salvation of the Vanu. May it never be forgot. But this demon which menaces the cloud sea, his rage is that of the Vundu, his hunger that of a wild beast. The isles are his gift to us, yet now he must consume them? Kunu Valley knows no tales like this. That's some really cool little lore. The Lord of the Mists is merciful and kind. Not so this demon. Oh. Current! drunken robot. Personally, I've seen enough of that flying feathered whale already. So according to the Vanu Vanu, the Sea of Clouds and the Floating Isles were gifts from Bismarck to his people. Gifts which he has taken to eating, yes. Technically within his rights, I suppose, if perhaps a little ungenerous. Gods, eh? But what of you, Alphino? Did you learn any aught of value? Alas, no. That is, unless you have an interest in the intricacies of Vanu sky fishing. I do. Sky fishing! My gods, that's it! Alphino, my boy, I could kiss you! Please don't. We just look at each other. From what we have observed, Bismarck is a creature of pure instinct, driven primarily by hunger. When wounded by the Imperials, it fled, but not before devouring another island to restore its strength. What I propose is this. We tow a suitably appetizing island through the Sea of Clouds, in essence, fishing for our flying whale. Once we draw Bismarck out of hiding, we shall use dragon killers to fire grapnels into the beast's hide, then reel it in close, enabling our resident Icon Slayer to engage it directly. A bold plan, Master Garland, but an exceedingly dangerous one. Should Melchan fail to subdue the creature, she would almost certainly be eaten, along with the rest of your appetizing island. Oh, she won't fail. And if anything does go wrong, I'll be at the helm of the Enterprise, ready to tow her out of trouble. I wouldn't entrust a task like this to anyone else. Nor I. I trust you have no objections to my joining you as well? Not at all. The more the merrier. Right then. It seems the boys and I have a lot of work to do if the Enterprise is to be ready for our fishing trip, while you two need to find me some bait. And not just any island, mind. I want a mouthful at most. This plan is so silly, I love it. How do we go from upsetting character death to let's find an island to drag so we can catch a sky whale? The boys and I can handle most of the preparations, but we'll need you to secure us a suitable island. Let me know when it's done. Ooh, Aether Current. Alphino loves it when a plan comes together. Well, you heard Sid. We need an island to bait the hook. By way of a first step, I propose we speak with Chief Sonu. If the Zundu are as concerned by Bismarck's behaviour as they have given us to believe, they may well be supportive of our efforts to slay him. Hey, can we kill your god? Oh, we got some more Aether Current quests. Go grab those. Flying the nest. Netherling's coming is fortuitous as late season rains. Guna Vanu and Guna Vanu's family faces desperate times. His brother verges on failing Zundu's rite of passage. Again! All Vanu Vanu in Ox Zundu must undergo rite of passage for respect of others in tribe, otherwise no better than nestling. Brother fails trial 7 times. Must try for the 8th time soon. 8 times. No Vanu Vanu ever fails trial 8 times. If brother fails again, gales of laughter from others in tribe shame family until day's sun in sky no longer burns. Gunavanu sees Netherling help others like wind, which brings seeds to bloom, and Gunavanu would ask for her help as well. Rite of passage rules very strict, but Gunavanu has plan. Rules forbid aid from other members of tribe, but say nothing of netherlings. We're cheating. Help my brother, and quell impending storm of derision our family faces. Brother's name is Gunuvanu, and he roosts... Gunuvanu knows not where. Brother's temperament changes faster than breeze in autumn. Ask other Vanu and seek him out, or Gunuvanu stays nestling forever. Gunuvanu too lazy to go far from Oxundu. This is the other quest Aether Current. Netherling seeks out Gunuvanu. He is skilled at... Oh no, there was another quest, wasn't there? He is skilled at two things. Finding shade for napping, and running away when Chief gives work. Newborn hatchling works harder than him. Ah, you do have the other quest. Sleepless in Oxundu. Ganuvali cannot escape unending thunderstorm of buzzing bugs, and desires sleep more than rain during summer drought. Ganuvali has idea to soothe bugs droning, but delirious from exhaustion, Netherling goes in Ganuvali's stead. To east lies Gurgle Grass, which devours bugs as Vanu hatchlings feast on Wamora Camper meat. Netherling brings Ganuvali 3, and storm in ears recedes to dull drizzle. Gather Gurgle Grass. Gurgle Grass, that is a name. Oh. Asking about this guy's whereabouts. Netherling finds Gunuvanu easily. Look under every tree and village. Gunuvanu follows shade as sunset follows sunrise. Say to Gunuvanu, wake up, and Netherling come to know true meaning of panic. Gunuvanu never where he should be. While other Vanu work, Gunuvanu soars like Griffin in his dreams. Konuvanu not seen him since sunrise. Alright, go talk to the Elder. We can but ask. The Tremontaine is upon us. The white feasts, and the Vundu rejoice in his carnage. Hear me, Chief Sonu. This creature which torments you now is not the deity who raised up the floating isles and made a gift of them to you. He is a perversion of your beliefs given form by the Vundu, a false saviour who consumes that which he should rightly safeguard. Yet it need not be this way, Chief Sonu. We have the power to strike down this impostor, but we must beg of you an island to see it done. Moats against the tempest. In vain do they struggle. Yet who is Sonu to speak of what may be? Perhaps even the Tremontaine can turn to the Ponent. Very well, Netherlings. When you are ready, tell Zundu's scouts what manner of island you require, and they guide you to it. We shall not fail, Chief Sonu. On that you have my word. Come, Melchan, let us see how Sid's preparations are progressing. May soft rains come to cleanse us of these sins. Aww. Hello, do you have anything to say? Don't think that was new. Ooh. These bird things. Endymions. Ah, is he wearing one of the these horns, maybe? The Elder. Because those are some horns. Aether current. Spellsmere. You're in the way of Aether current. Yeah. No, not dead yet. Those horns look very awkward. Turn Heat of Battle back on. It's just extra XP. So leveling classes at the moment. We want to get the classes to 60 so we can do their Heavensward quest lines. Hello, are you the lazy one? Gunuvanu rests eyes, thinks of great offering to Elder Shaman. So much work, so sleepy. Shade not big enough for such great nestling. Gunuvanu needs a good talking to. Say, wake up. Ah, Gunuvanu awake. Yes, he is. Gunuvanu works hard. A netherling? No wings, fleshy beak. Not Vanu, certainly. Netherling should not sneak up on Vanu that slumbers. Claws cut sharper than fierce gale. What? Gunuvanu's brother sends Netherling to help with rite of passage. Gunuvanu passes right and is no longer a nestling? Heavens shine on Gunuvanu this day. Worry of failing 8 times weighs heavy on heart. But now with Netherling's help, Gunuvanu casts off weight and soars higher than any in Oxzundu imagines. Grr. Did I help? Oh, that's the next step. I'll do that off stream unless anyone wants to see the continuation of that little side quest. Aether current. Southeast. Cool. That's where we're going. Definitely one of those zones I can't wait to fly around in. Oh, cat alarm. I forgot about cat alarm. I have sinned. I forgot about cat alarm. Let's go somewhere where hopefully we're safe while I go AFK. Meow. Hello? Meow. Hello, baby. How you doing? Mwah. How you doing, my sweetie? You hungry? Mwah. You're cute. Aww. Alright, I'll go feed her. Oops. Idling camera. Maybe I'll just leave you with the Sea of Clouds music. Spent 20 years ignoring the story of MMOs. Ah, that's a shame. Yeah, really, really good story. I like. Hey, there's Lauren. Just hanging out with Sid and Biggs and Wedge. Hello. Yes, I'm gonna feed you. Mwah. Mwah. Alright, I'm gonna go feed her. I'm gonna be AFK about 10 minutes. And I should be back. I'm back. As I was sitting down and putting on my headphones, it showed Lauren's character on a mount. Showed something else and it showed her again and she's on a different mount. That's great. Alright. Hi everyone, I'm back. Got some more water. Photobomb the stream, yes. Oh, that was good. Made me laugh. Alright. Current. Oh, thought that might aggro on me. No, okay. Current. No. Tasty. Thanks, Tag. Oh, you've all been playing on and off since 1.0. Wow. Yeah, just the footage I've seen of 1.0 just looks so unfun to play. I don't know what that combat system is. It was not like this kind of MMO system. It was this really weird thing. Tank! That's awesome! My, that took hardly any time at all. The Ironworks engineers do not disappoint. Snowburn! I have to get that. I assume that's winter event. Ooh, Christmas event. I must have that. Are we really going to go sky fishing for a primal? Yes. Oh, can't get on the Enterprise. Fine. Our Ishgardian friends have furnished us with dragon killers and ammunition, and I've taken the liberty of procuring a Magitech field generator as well. Rest assured, we have chains to spare, every link forged by the manufactory's master craftsmen. If you have any lingering doubts as to their strength, know that they were originally intended to bind dragons, and were not found wanting. It pleases me to inform you that the Vanu Vanu have agreed to furnish us with an island of our choosing. Then all that remains is to confirm the readiness of the poor buggers who will actually be doing the fighting. Belchan, let Wedge know when your party is assembled. Ah! That's a big elephant. Sid's gonna have to fix the Enterprise again. We'll depart for the island once you've assembled your party. Let Wedge know when you're ready. I probably should be telling you this, but I don't like this plan. I don't like it one little bit. But I can't help being excited all the same. So tell me, Melchan, are you ready to hunt the white whale? Yes. After you then, Melchan. All aboard. Think your airship might have a problem. Can we discuss the elephant on the deck? You're not supposed to bring up the elephant. He's been carefully ignoring the elephant. Don't Don't worry, Melchan. The Enterprise is more than capable of staying ahead of Bismarck. Alphino and I will be keeping an eye on things in the engine room, just to be sure. Alright. Guessing that's a trial. Yeah. Inspiration often finds us in surprising ways. So it was that a casual mention of sky fishing helped Sid Garland conceive a plan to lure out Bismarck, the Lord of the Mists, by using the Enterprise to tow an island through the Sea of Clouds. After binding the beast with chains fired from dragon killers, he hopes you can engage it in the traditional fashion. Though the plan is somewhat sound in theory, there is no telling how effective it will be in practice. Nevertheless, the engineer has seen you through many dangerous situations in the past, so at least the odds are in his favour. Oh. Would that I could fight alongside you, Melchan, but primal influence being what it is, I think it best that I assist Wedge with the machinery on this occasion. Since we still don't know the extent of Bismarck's influence, I'd prefer to keep those not actively participating in the battle inside the ship. It would be a shame if one of us started chanting, the white, and stabbed you in the back after all. Alright, I am going to go Scholar. Oh my god, what is that? It's kind of cute. The frick is that? Oh, it's a little bee. Oh, that's cute. Alright, would you like to come along, Lauren? Hey, Dark Suchi. Welcome. That's fine, Tag. Anyone else like to come along for Bismarck? It's this, but in a barrel. Oh, I see. Oh, that's cool. The Great Serpent of Ronka. Alright, just gonna bring up my little dungeon guide thingy. Go down for Bismarck? Nice. Cool. I'll start up a party then. Let's see, do I have you on my friends list? I don't think I have you on my friends list yet. What's your character name? We're on, I'm on Diabolos, which is Crystal. I'll chuck you an invite. Naukatu, sorry. Cool. What server are you on? On Coral. Let's see, how do I search on Coral? I don't know how to do this. Don't mind me. Do you know how to add friends from other servers? Because I've forgotten how to do that, sorry. Feel free to chuck me an invite if you want. I'm Melchan Angura. I'm Diablos. Alright. Heavenward Trials. Bismarck. Yes, you can fall off. Kill ads. Hit the generator when driven for its big attack. Use dragon killers as soon as active. Kill the scale. Okay, so this sounds interesting actually. Sounds like fun. Oh, that's a cool mount. Nalka 2, was it? Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know how to send friend requests cross server. Nope, those aren't you. Maybe if you swap to Diabolos? Oh, okay, yeah, that might be what you have to do. Social. Crossword link shells? No. Fellowships. What's fellowships? Oh yes, so Scholar. I have new abilities as Scholar. I haven't played Scholar in Heavensward yet. Oh yes, I've got an AoE heal that costs Aetherflow. Emergency Tactics transforms the next shield status into HP recovery. Okay. And I've got cooldowns. Extends Galvanize effect cast on self or target to nearby party members. Dissipation. Orders your fairy away while granting you a full Aetherflow stack. That sounds like fun. Aha. Now good to... Yep, there we go. Friend request. Yeah. And invite the party. Nice. Cool, thank you. Nalka 2 is God's Blister. Cool. There we go. I've got the little list I'm keeping of who's who in this game. Alright. I'm going heals. You ready to go, Lauren? Everyone ready? Yep, cool. Alright, I will queue us up. The Limitless Blue. It's a good name. Oh yeah. Love a quick queue. Oh, this music. I love it already. It's a very shiny island we've found. Sky whale. Hi. Summon my little fairy. Fairy friend. Get ready, everyone. Here it comes. Now. Use the field generator. If the island goes, so do you. I'll let someone who knows what they're doing use the field generator. Dragon killers are ready. Up on the back. Woo. Chitin Carapace. That was cool. What in the seven hells was that? On your guard. Ooh, there's a blue one and a green one. Pretty. Whoa! Oh god. Damn. Oop. Detecting a huge increase in. Brace yourselves! That's Sid who's talking to us this whole time. A huge increase in brace yourselves. Wow, this tornado needs to go away. Tornado! It's very rude. Lost the generator. Oh, we got some Bundu here. Right. Bismarck seizes control of the clouds. And I can't target that ninja, so I don't know if they got knocked off. Really? Corona. Kill it! Sir, trying to knock me off? Hey, welcome, Biome. Welcome. Hope I'm having a whale of a time. Yes. We are. Nice. That's cool. Don't fall. You killed the whale. Bum, 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 ba-dum. Nice. The ley lines floating out in the air. That was funny. Stop getting tunnel visioned. You left for a moment? Oh, we went to the Bismarck fight. There wasn't much at the start. We're dragging an island along to fish for the Bismarck. Hey. Got ourselves a key. Uh-oh. Another crystal? Only reason we killed him was for the key. Heidelin!
Oh, maybe. Darkness, like to none. Harker. Receiver, blessing, small.
Heidelin! Hi.
So falls the Lord of Mists, as did all others before him. How many times does this make, warrior of light? Ah, how much you have grown, far beyond the limits of mere mortals.
She has what we seek.
That she does. The key to Azizla and the secrets of Alag. I see you have regained the blessing of light, albeit at a fraction of its former strength.
My thanks to you, Asian. And to you as well, Warrior of Light, for saving us the effort of slaying Bismarck.
Where are my 7 friends I was just fighting Bismarck with?
Now that the key is within our grasp, the path to the heavens shall at last be laid bare.
Douchebag.
By our deeds shall the wrongs of antiquity be righted, and man reclaim the reins of history.
Well. That's cool. You logged off. Should you have stuck around to deal with this guy? Yeah, thanks for the help, Lauren. Have a good night. And thanks for the help, God's Blister. Character looks like she's having a heart attack. Is it a crystal or exposition headache? Didn't we kill this guy in DMC4? Douchebag number what? There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of douchebags now, isn't there? Well, that went well, I think. In retrospect, we should probably have seen that coming. Still, you fought well, Mo-chan. Better than that, in fact. Chin up, eh? I didn't know Alphino had been studying Magitech technology. He was a godsend during the fight, the way he helped me tend to the engines. I'm just glad we're all still here to tell the tale. Forgive me, Bao-chan. Had I known what was happening, mayhap I could have done something to stop them. Alas, Wedge and I were still sealed within the engine room and heard naught of the struggle until it was over. And now, for all our efforts, the Archbishop holds the very thing we sought to keep from him. But all is not lost, for we yet live, and we know their destination. Let us give chase and bring an end to their machinations. Bum bum ba ba dum. I hope you're eager to get after the Heavensward, but considering what we just put the old girl through, I'd say she's due a little tender love and care. Now, where did I put my hammer? The force generated by the beam was enough to displace the ship, and after comparing the data recorded by our fore and aft gyroscopes, I... To cut a long story short, I think I've almost determined its heading. As you'd expect, they flew off in the direction that beam was pointing. Bastards. Difference of opinion. Wind up, Sid! Thank you. Level 61 Scholar. Nice. Though we failed to secure the key, we must not forget that we succeeded in ridding the realm of another primal, and prevented the Vanu Vanu's lands from being consumed in so doing. The Zundu, at least, shall be glad of our deeds this day. Let us go and inform Chief Sonu of our victory. Sid and the others will need a moment to tend to the Enterprise besides. No worries. Have a good night, Vivs. And thanks for hanging out.
Wait, something is amiss.
Oh. What happened this time? Frickin' Guardians. I think. Yes.
Imperial troops. And they have already secured the area.
Reveal yourselves at once!
And you do the same. You're wearing a helmet.
And there I was, expecting more beastmen. Who are you?
I thought Ishgardians responsible for the disappearance of our scouts, but I see now that I was mistaken. Just as Wire observed, the Warrior of Light is wont to appear at the most inopportune times.
He's huge.
The Warrior of Light. She who bested Van Baelsar.
I love this guy's armor, honestly. That's a really cool helm.
It would seem that the famous hero of Eorzea seeks Azizlar as well. Hardly unexpected. The secrets of the Allagan's power to bind icons to their will could scarcely fail to interest the scions of the Seventh Dawn. You know as well as we what will ensue should these insatiable creatures be allowed to roam free. That their very existence threatens the life of this star. We but disagree on the solution to the problem.
Genocide has ever been the Empire's favored recourse. And that is why we will continue to oppose your every attempt to claim Eorzea.
You do not hesitate to speak your mind, even when your every word could be your last. Alas, your sentiments betray the narrowness of your view. The fate of Eorzea and its inhabitants is of little concern next to the fate of the world. Tis my solemn charge as Emperor to bring the icons to heel. If this requires the extermination of certain elements, then so be it.
No, don't! They are not his thralls!
Where did that come from?
Take cover!
Ooh.
Your Radiance. We must withdraw.
A Magitech armor has appeared.
We shall meet again, Warrior of Light. On that you have my word.
It's a big ship. Why are they scared of one Magitech armor? Yeah, the new Emperor. Yeah, I remember the cutscene where we saw this guy. Wearing a double-headed axe for a helmet. Oh, that's that new ship they were talking about.
Garlemald too has designs on Azizlar. But why would the Emperor himself elect to lead the expedition?
Good question. All that, those blasts, it's lucky this island didn't fall apart, honestly. Get some XP for Warrior. Lucia! Ah, the armor? I had it sent here as a precautionary measure. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I would stand less than 20 paces from the Emperor of Garlemald. Varus Zosgalvus in the flesh. I assume the commander that accompanied him must be the legatus of whom the centurion spoke. Ah, forgive me. This is neither the time nor place for such idle speculation. Pray return to the Enterprise at once. It occurs to me that our friends may have run afoul of Imperial forces as well. I have yet to apprise Chief Sonu of all that has occurred, but once I have, we will rejoin you at the airship. If you fear for our safety, may I direct your attention to the suit of Magitech armor nearby, and its exceedingly capable pilot. That's a cool colour scheme. Just gonna go talk to the chief, see if he's got anything interesting to say. Nope, okay. Still hiding under there. Hello? We saw it fire on the village. Are you alright, Mel-chan? Bugger me. Did you see the size of that Imperial battleship? Thank the 12 you're alive, Mel-chan. When that battleship appeared and fired on the village, we feared the game was up for you and Alphino. What in the seven hells happened out there? So how did that ship come in with none of us noticing? First the Archbishop turns up with an Ascian in tow, and now the goddamned Emperor pays us a visit? What is this, a procession of notable bastards? Who's next? The Keeper of the Seventh Bloody Gate? No one so notable, Master Garland. I am happy to report that the Zundu were overjoyed to learn of Bismarck's demise. Chief Sonu sends his warmest regards, Mel-chan. There was much talk of westerly winds. Miraculously, none suffered lasting harm during the raid. It would seem the Zundu were taken entirely unawares, and wisely chose to offer no resistance. I sense they have no more to fear from the Empire, for the present at least. Had the Emperor truly been intent on their extermination, Oxzundu would already have been levelled. Plainly, Varys is only interested in reaching Azizlar. Speaking of which, if you're all ready to continue the chase, the Enterprise is as well. Shall we? Gotta wind up Sid! When asked if he had a granddaughter, what would he like to see her named? The Ironworks founder replied, Gertrude. I don't know what that's a reference to. I'm sure it's a reference to something, though. Wind up Sid. When faced with a lack of coin to fund projects, Garland Ironworks engineers designed the Wind Up Sid, with hopes that sales of the automaton would fill their coffers. Indeed, sales have been impressive, the item bringing in just enough gil to pay for the founder's debts. Run, Sid, or stay. It makes no matter. You cannot escape the past. Where's my wind-up Horschiffon? I want to wind up Horschiffon. Wind up Sid will have to do. It's pretty good. He looks very cranky. Why is it so cranky? Well, what are we waiting for? I've done it, Mo-chan. I've worked out which way they're headed. Whenever you're ready, we'll set course for Azizlar. She's all patched up, Mo-chan. Alright. Well, it's only 6 o'clock, so let's go to Azizlar. One good turn. Lest you wonder, Wedge was able to calculate the heading indicated by the beam of light emitted by the key. If Azizlar lies in that direction, we'll find it. The Soleil may have a lead on us, but she's no Enterprise. We'll catch them. You'll see. Hey, Wormy. Oh, I do get a wind-up Horschiffon. Thank you! Thank you. I needed to know that.
I did not think that I would ever have occasion to pilot a suit of Magitech armor again. Least of all under these circumstances.
Scarlian.
My full name is Lucia Go Junius, and I was born a citizen of Garlemald.
Ah, that explains it. When we first met in Ishgard, I very nearly called you Livia. Livia? Livia Sas Junius? The tribunus who served under Gaius van Baelsar?
Aye, she was my sister, though we spent little time together. After our parents were killed in an uprising, we were sent to live in different households, setting us on separate paths. Livia felt at home on the battlefield and chose to become a soldier, while I underwent training to become a spy.
Then, Ishgard was...
My mission, It was believed that Allagan relics of great worth were stored in the vault, and I was sent to investigate. Though I was given little information at the time, I now suspect I was searching for the key we but recently lost. And then I met Sir Emeric. 'Twas his usefulness to my mission which prompted me to approach him, but I soon found myself drawn to him for other reasons.
Other reasons?
He too was a prisoner of his past, judged for his heritage as a bastard son of the Archbishop. Yet unlike my sister and I, he did not curse his fate. He simply rose above it. In time, I came to realize that I had found a man worth following, and a new home besides. And when I subsequently confessed all to Sir Emeric, he was good enough to accept me into his service.
Aww.
I do not question your loyalty to Sir Emeric. It is your loyalty to your sister which concerns me.
I have long been of the opinion that those who dwell in the past risk losing sight of their future. My sister fought for her convictions and for those she held dear. So do I. So must we all.
Well, I, for one, am happy to welcome a fellow Garlean to our merry band. Especially one who can make Magitech armor sing.
Chief, we should be getting close.
Once we break through those clouds, we'll be right where the light was pointing. Right where Azizlar should be.
Hold on, everyone!
Welcome, Hick. We're playing FF14. Yeah, Biggs and Wedge have voice lines. Not very common, but they do. I think I've heard them before in Heavensward. Ooh.
Look! I think that's it!
Now this is a cool looking zone.
Chief, is that... Allagan? Aye. There's no mistaking their handiwork.
What was that?
Some sort of barrier.
Ooh.
She won't hold, Chief! She's breaking up!
I've lost the artillery propeller!
Sid, it's no use! We must return to Ishgard and find another way!
God damn it all! Why do the Allagans always have to make everything so bloody complicated?
Because they were jerks. Aw, don't get to go to cool new zone yet. What a tease. Sid's piloting under pressure was a marvel to behold, and may I never have the opportunity to do so again. What could be out there that would warrant the personal attention of the Emperor himself? Gods, just thinking about all the repairs we'll have to make is giving me a bleeding headache. I wonder, does she have a name? All he cares about is this new armour. And we'd barely finished repairing the damage incurred during our sky fishing trip. On the other hand, any landing you can walk away from, as they say. I can only presume the Soleil passed through the barrier unscathed. That would certainly explain why the Vanu called it a key. Oh, goddamn. Okay. The faith that drives us. Imperial Nuisance. That's a good title. For every day I spend in the sky, it feels as though I spend a week on the ground. Engineering Enterprise. Assuming Sid is correct, and I have no reason to think that he is not, the Vanu's key is required to pass through the barrier protecting Azizla. But even without it, we must find a way to reach the Isle. I shall have everyone convene at the seat of the Lord Commander, that we might discuss how best to proceed. As before, make yourself known to the guardsman when you arrive, and he will show you in. No, where was it? Nope, not there. There, Forgotten Night. Really was not paying much attention during this part of the story. Ah, that's alright. Actually, let's check in on the Four-Tom household. If there's anyone there at the moment. No one here. Ah, you are returned. Sir Emmerich and the others await you within. Got a nice little group here. I swear, wherever there's an Allegan ruin, there's trouble just waiting to happen. I suppose that's why they erected such damnably convoluted defences around everything. Yeah. Though we know little and less of Azizla, one thing is plain. The Archbishop and the Garleans cannot be allowed to avail themselves of its secrets. Welcome back, my friend, and pray forgive me my earlier display. I grieve for my son still, and shall continue to do so, but I have resolved to be strong. It is what he would have wished. Aww. Grieving is important. It's not a sign of weakness. If the Empire has an interest in Azizla, we have all the more reason to hurry. I would not see its secrets fall into the hands of either the Archbishop or the Emperor.
In summary, the Isle owes its lofty position to the industry of the Allegans. And we can be all but certain that the Archbishop and his cronies are enjoying the view from its top.
I see.
If we are to join them, we will first need to pass through the Isle's etheric barrier, which is, alas, more powerful than most. Powerful enough to make a mess of a perfectly good airship at any rate. As far as I can gather, the barrier mechanism draws ether from the surrounding environment and polarizes its elemental aspect to produce what is, in effect, a wall of lightning.
Corrupted lightning crystals. Woo, let's go.
It seems plain that without the Vanu's key, any attempt to reach the Isle will end in failure.
Alas, the key was careless enough to leave without us, and I don't think the Vanu keep a spare.
Master Garland, based on your experience, is there no other way that we might breach the barrier?
Well, in the past, we've beaten similar barriers by nullifying them with elemental converters. But the one we're up against this time dwarfs aught we've encountered before. The Enterprise simply isn't large enough to bear the requisite amount of crystals.
I'm reminded of the quantity needed to nullify Leviathan's command of the sea. A veritable mountain of crystals that could only be borne by lashing 2 galleons together to form a twin vessel, scarcely able to propel itself, much less fly.
That said, we're not without options. If it isn't feasible to nullify the barrier, we might try piercing it.
How?
We create a ram of condensed ether and mount it on my ship. There's just one problem. I don't have the faintest idea how to build one. It's going to take a true authority in the field, I reckon.
Would that the Archons were still with us.
But yesterday evening, I chanced to find Mistress Tataru in unusually high spirits. Assuming I understood her excited ramblings correctly, she has acquired a clue, pointing to the whereabouts of one such individual.
An Archon? Truly?
Ha! Fortune favors the righteous, eh? Well then, let's not waste any time. While you go and look for our missing friend, I'll work on modifying the Enterprise. Her hull will need reinforcing to bear the punishment, not to mention a mount for the ram.
The poor Enterprise has been through so much.
Just you wait, my pretty. By the time I'm finished, you'll be an airship reborn.
See who Tataru's found. Hi. She may not spend her days slaying primals, but Tataru is no less a scion than you or me. Full oft has her knack of acquiring information proven vital to our endeavours. Welcome back, Mel-chan. How goes the mission? Did you manage to catch up with the Archbishop and his cronies? Sort of. It's more like they caught up with us. So you finally arrived at Azizlar, only to find your way barred by some sort of barrier. Typical. But it's not all bad news. I've made progress in the search for our friends. Don't worry, Mel-chan. We'll get to Azizlar yet. Hey freak, welcome. Sid's going full on orc in this one. Hit the big red button to boost and then ram that sucker. An airship reborn with a free trial up to. When you fled the Victory Feast, you used the ancient watercourse beneath the city, right? Well, shortly after things went back to normal in Uldar, I asked Marshal Tarapin to have the tunnels searched. A logical place to look. It was there that you lost contact with Minfilia, Thancred and Ishtola, was it not? Dare I ask what the Marshal found? I don't actually know. Pippin's message just said that there had been a discovery, and that we were to come to the Hall of Flames at our earliest convenience. I dare not think what it might be. We shall depart at once. Tataru, let Urianger know to join us in Uldar. He will wish to be present as well. Yes, sir. A discovery. That is vague. That could be anything. Could be good news or bad. Okay, for a second I thought this person was wearing an eye patch, and I thought they looked like Snake, but no, they don't look anything like Snake. I'm imagining things. Haven't talked to Swift in a while. Hello. Now that the Flame General has been reinstated to his post, we have regained a semblance of normality. There is still much and more to be done, but we can finally see a way forward, and we owe it all to you, Melchan. You have to do your crafting right here. They do. As thou art returned to us, wherefore might our comrades not be the same? Never shall I concede them lost till I have seen proof of their passing. We are grateful for your assistance, Marshal Tarapin. You saved Her Grace and Father both. 'Tis the least I can do to repay you. Forgive me my impatience, Marshal, but your missive mentioned a discovery? Yes, of course. As per your request, I had my men scour the waterways. Almost immediately, we encountered a difficulty. An entire section of the tunnel had collapsed. With the Mineral Concern's cooperation, however, we were able to remove the rubble, which yielded the battered bodies of over a dozen Crystal Braves. Go on. I mean, it was the bad Crystal Braves, it's okay. Everything in this game is reborn at least once. A discovery, aka a task yet again for the Warrior of Light. Yeah. Be at ease, Master Alphino. Your friends were not among the deceased. That alone is cause for hope. And then there is this. Ishtola's conjurer wand. Ishtola's wand? I had assumed as much. If I may, Marshal. "'Tis as I did surmise. Judging by the etheric imprint that lingereth yet upon this wand, it hath assuredly been employed in the casting of a most uncommon magic." Namely? The very first that man did conceive to traverse great distances, and the ancient precursor to all methods of travel that utilize the life stream, flow. The spell entaileth the reduction of the corporeal form into its constituent ether, that the caster might enter the life stream and ride its currents thereby. Unlike the teleportation magics of modern times, it requireth not a lengthy incantation. That Ishtola should choose to employ such a spell bespeaketh the need for haste. All of which would suggest you managed to escape. Would that it were so simple. Know that the scholars of Sharlayan forbade the use of this spell, and with good reason. The caster hath but limited control over his course. For every mage who came safe unto his destination, another would be set adrift in the lifestream, never to emerge. What? No! No, you can't mean... Be not downcast, my friends, for there is yet hope. 'Tis like that Ishtola's passage hath left traces in the lifestream. Could we but follow these from the point at which the magic was invoked, we may yet find her. To the Sewardie excavation site, then. Our thanks for your aid, Marshal. Do not mention it. I shall pray for Lady Ishtola's safe return. No worries, Tag. Hope you have a good night, good sleep. Would that I could be of more assistance, but our nation's resources are stretched thin. Be that as it may, do not hesitate to contact me if there is aught I can do. I wonder where she was trying to go. Could be anywhere from the sound of it. Whee! If our friends weren't in the tunnel, that must mean they're somewhere else. Really? Simply being here calls to mind the events of that fateful day. Evidence of Ishtola's passage will have been made faint by time, but may have some few scant traces yet remain to guide our steps. The trail leadeth to the north and east, unto the bosom of the Twelveswood. Are you certain? Aye, there is no mistake. Thither hath Ishtola journeyed. And yet the Gridanians have reported no sightings. We must take this to mean she is still adrift. If it be so, I do fear for our friend. Contrary to its name, the life stream is more akin to a raging torrent. Linger overlong in the midst of this maelstrom, and the aether that formeth one's soul shall surely be scattered, never to be reformed. We have no time to waste. Oriange, pray explore all possible options for reversing the effects of this forbidden magic. Melchan, Tataru, we three shall press on to Gridania and petition the Elder Seedseer's aid. I see why this magic is forbidden. Oh, I can half to Gridania. Whee! In Philia's last words, pray return. Okay, check in on my little squad. I think they're done with their training. Give them more training. Train more! More train! Hold on, Ishtola. We're coming for you. It is said that the elementals perceive the life stream. If, as we suspect, Ishtola is still adrift in its mists, they may be able to find her. But if we are to appeal to them for assistance, we must needs do so through their chosen, the Padjal. It is imperative, therefore, that we speak with Kani Senna without delay. I mean, I'm a white mage, I can do it. No? Okay. I have already requested an audience with the Elder Seedseer. She will receive us in the Lotus Stand presently. We need but speak with the conjurer yonder to be admitted. Bum, 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 bum. The Elder Seedseer awaits. Pray follow me. Okay. Be welcome, my friends, and speak freely. I gather your suit will admit no delay. It will not, my lady. Pray forgive the abrupt nature of our request, but it is a matter of life and death. I see. As you say, we must needs act swiftly if we are to free Y'shtola from the ungentle pull of the lifestream. And as you have surmised, we cannot do this unaided. However...
In requesting the Elemental's assistance to find Y'shtola, you must needs be aware of one difficulty. A difficulty born of the fundamental difference between man and Elemental.
I think this is our first time hearing her new voice.
That being...
In perceiving the world around him, man relies upon senses such as sight and sound. For the sake of convenience, he gives names to such things as are near or dear to him. Being formed of pure ether, however, such concepts are foreign to the Elementals. Instead, they perceive by observing the ebb and flow of the energies of life. So profound a division cannot be bridged with simple discourse. The Elementals' voices stir not the air, and thus reach not our ears, while our words are but wind to them. Though we seers can commune with them through feelings, naught that we can impart will serve to aid them in identifying Y'shtola. Nay, they must needs be presented with ether which is akin to hers. If you could but find a family member.
Oh, what coincidence. We worked with her sister for the summoner quests. She's right here in Gridania.
Oh, I know just the person. Y'shtola has a sister who came to live in Gridania. She told me about her once.
Oh, that is most fortunate indeed. Pray, seek this sister out then, and bring her to Evershade. There, we shall petition the Great One's aid in finding your lost companion.
Nods all around. I was not aware that Y'shtola had a family member here in Gridania. How very convenient. Forgive me. I have grown so accustomed to being laughed at by the Fates. I cannot help but mistrust them when they smile on us. We must, of course, seek the woman out at once. If memory serves, Y'shtola's sister's name is Imitra. Oh, you know her, do you? Well then, that ought to make things easier. Anyway, she spends most of her time around Abkalu Falls, from what I recall. Let's look for her there. It's all connected. Can I talk to you? And unfortunately she's annoying to get to. Run! No, not that way. Run the other way. Just Gridania in general. Yeah, but most of it's not too bad, but yeah, there's some aetherites that need to be in better spots. Most awkward aetherites in the game, yeah. It's for the Make It Rain celebration? Well-informed adventurer. You love MGP? Then you best get yourself over to the Gold Saucer. Wait, what are you holding? Is it a bow? Interesting. Alright. Thank you for your input, Buttspot. The most awkward buttherites in the Gabutt. Mitra! Let's be a summoner when we talk to her, because seems fitting, right? Greetings, Melchan. What brings you here today? I see that you have companions. Lady Amitra, it is an honor to meet you. My name is Alphina Leveilleur, and this is Tataru Taru. So you are my sister's comrades in the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. When I heard that your people were being pursued, I desperately sought to reach Y'shtola, but all mine efforts were to no avail. Now I know why. A forbidden spell, of all things. That she should be so reckless. But what's done is done. I thank you for bringing word to me. Needless to say, I should be glad to help. Though we were born of different mothers, our veins course with the same father's blood. I hope that this will be enough for the elementals. Come, let us make for Evershade at once. Half-sisters.
Let us begin. Raya O, Arun, if you would.
Arun. I've been saying Aaron. Arun. Alright. Would you like my help? I can be a white mage. No? Okay.
Hearken to me, O great ones. Pray give yourselves to the life stream, a drifting soul to find.
Please, Y'shtola. Please come back to us.
There. Now!
That's a good excuse to give her a new outfit for Heavensward. Well, one of them thought to bring a blanket. That was good. Very thoughtful of them.
A room has been readied at the roost. Pray, bear her thither at once.
The real reason the spell is forbidden, it's R-rated. All your friends hate Pedro? Aw, why is that? I like their cool little horns.
All that remains is to pray, my friends.
Their horns are cute, but they know what they've done. Let us pray that Ishtola awakens. Oh, Ishtola. Aww. Just seeing her face again, it's... Oh, I've been so worried. Aww. Tataru's surprise. Ishtola is resting within an inn room. Though she's still unconscious, the signs are positive. The conjurers say she is in sound health and should awaken before long. Isn't that wonderful? Now, while we wait for Ishtola to wake up, I thought I'd take the opportunity to finish my little surprise for her. It's something I've been working on for a while now, in the hope that she'd one day return to us. It wants for just a couple more items before it's ready. That random Mikote male noise. I've already placed orders for these items. Could I ask you to retrieve them for me? One is with the Leatherworkers Guild and another is with the Conjurers Guild. Speak with Mistress Gava and Brother Isumiyan, and they ought to take care of you. Please fetch the items I ordered. Aw, that's so sweet. Made her a present. Without the Siege Seer's aid, Ishtola may have been forever lost to us. I shall go to the Lotus Stand to offer them my heartfelt thanks. Aww. Hello, haven't talked to Mother Mion in ages. The good tidings have reached us, Melchan, that you have been cleared of all charges. I cannot recall the last time I felt so relieved. The matron be praised. But remember, just because the brass blades are no longer hounding your every step, doesn't mean you can kick up your feet and relax indefinitely. As ever, the realm has need of heroes, and you happen to be one of her stoutest. Back to warrior, so we're getting XP. Leatherworker and conjurer. Hello. Well, if it isn't Melchan. Looking for some hides to tan, mayhap? Here to retrieve an order for Mistress Tataru, you say? You come at a good time. I finished it but moments ago. It was no small coup working it to her specifications, but I did it nonetheless. Payment has already been settled. However did that girl come by chimerical hide anyway? You need either balls of steel or a bottomless coin purse, and it seemed to me she had neither. Conjurer Guild. I always try and run out the wrong door at this guild, because the door's in a different place than the other one, than the other guilds. Conjurer. Hello. Greetings, Melchan. I trust you have been well. Is there aught you require of me? Ah, yes, Mistress Tataru's order. As requested, it has been sanctified in the sight of the elementals. I know not what she intends for the staff, but it is a most singular artifact. Even one possessed of my experience would struggle to wield it. No. Got a cool new set of gear for Ishtola. The Seed Seers are gracious souls. It gives me heart to know that they are our allies. Ah, you're back. Do you have the items, I hope? A leather bag containing an item prepared by the Leatherworkers Guild. A cloth bag. Yep. Oh, it's precisely as I requested. A perfect match for the other pieces. Truly, Gaver is a master among masters. Jiva? Gaver? And the staff completes the surprise. Thank you so much, Mel-chan. Dihi, I can't wait to see what Ishtola thinks of the surprise. Lest you wonder, she's doing very well, and the conjurers have left her in her sister's care. Let's go and pay them a visit, shall we? Yes. Yes, please.
I'm so glad you're back!
Tataru.
Just pat her. Give her a hug. It's not a dog.
You are safe. Thank the 12. Something has changed about you, Alphino. Or mayhap the change is with me. I seem to sense the ether around me more keenly than before.
Interesting.
I am pleased to see you well again. Do you feel strong enough to talk?
Worry not. I am well enough.
Tell us then, what befell you after you fled the feast? We were told that there had been a tunnel collapse.
That was my doing. I brought the tunnel down that you and Minfidia might escape. At the last moment, I invoked a teleportation magic, in hopes of spiriting Thancred away at least. Needless to say, it did not go quite as planned, and I found myself adrift in the life stream. The others? Where are they? Did they not escape?
They remain unaccounted for. You are the only one we have been able to find. I am truly sorry. It was the Crystal Braves who pursued you that day. My hubris that led to our undoing.
No apologies are necessary, Alphino. You are not to blame for what occurred. Know that were our comrades here, they would commend you for keeping the light of hope alive.
Don't worry. The others are alive and well, I'm sure of it. We just need to find them.
Indeed, Tataru. Let us find our friends and rebuild the Scions.
Ha! There is the Alphino I remember. And I feel much the better for his return. 'Tis time I arose.
That reminds me! I have a change of clothes for you! I don't like to boast, but I made them myself. I learned how to weave while we were in Ishgard, you see?
Get out. Nice outfit. I like it.
Tataru has apprised me of all that took place in the aftermath of the assassination plot. It would seem I have been away for some while.
Yes, much and more happened during your absence. At present, we seek to follow the Archbishop to Azisla.
And you want for some manner of etheric ram to pierce the floating isle's protective barrier?
We do. Might you be able to furnish us with one?
A means to prise open a hole in an Allagan barrier. And one large enough to admit an airship, no less. Nay, I lack the knowledge to devise such a weapon.
Rip.
But I know of one who could. A leading figure in the field of etheric research, and one of the finest scholars ever to grace Sharlayan. Matoya, my former master.
Matoya? Have her eyes changed colour? I feel like they were a different colour before. But I don't remember what they used to be. Were they like green? They have changed? Ah, wow. That's cool. Matoya. The name rings strangely familiar. Y'shtola looks absolutely smashing in a new outfit, don't you think? Onward to Sharlayan. In my youth, I had the honour of studying under Matoya. In the field of etheric research, she was without rival. I have no doubt that her knowledge will be of aid to our cause. The question is, will she share it with us? My master has ever been willful. The gods forbid anyone disagrees with her. When the Garlean Empire first marched upon Eorzea some 15 years ago, the denizens of Sharlayan were summoned back to the motherland. However, Matoya refused to join the exodus. To this day, she lives a hermit's life on the fringes of the abandoned city. So it is to the Dravanian hinterlands that we must go, to the place of my birth. Oh. Though Alizé and I were born in Sharlayan, our days there were short. We remained only until the exodus, and I have not returned since. Oh, so it's to be a homecoming then. As fine a reason as any to go to Sharlayan, and it would afford us the opportunity to pay my master a visit. I believe you have mistaken our primary objective, Y'shtola. At any rate, the journey will take us through largely unknown territory. Let us first return to Ishgard and make our preparations. Bum 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 bum. to Ishgard. So this is the Holy See. I should like to linger a while and take in the sights, but it must wait till after our mission. We managed to find Ishtola. Given time, I'm sure you will be reunited with the others as well. Sharlayan is situated in the Dravanian hinterlands. To get there, we must strike west and traverse the breadth of the Dravanian forelands. Make no mistake, it will be a grueling journey. The party shall be comprised of Melchan, Ishtola, and myself. He's like picking out his little RPG party. Alright, who's going to get levels this time? Tataru, pray remain in Ishgard and continue the search for our missing friends. Yes, sir! First, let us make for Tailfeather. Going on another road trip, but this time no Estinian or Sail, sadly. Just gonna see if we can talk to Tataru in here. Whee! Yep. Hello. That was a quick change of clothes. What do you think of my hair, Melchan? Goes well with my garb, does it not? Oh, and did I mention that I made the garb myself? Because I did. Interesting new look for her. It's very pink. Those are my thoughts at the moment. When last we set foot here, Estinian and Isaiah were with us. Though it was not all that long ago, I find myself strangely taken by nostalgia. A long soak in the life stream followed by a long journey. I would not recommend it to anyone. But rest assured my strength is returning to me. I shall be back to my former self ere long. Great new nation. I believe I am sufficiently rested. Let us continue west to Sharlayan. Once we descend the mountain path, we will arrive at the Dravanian hinterlands. From there, it is but a short distance to the city. Be warned that we shall be passing through Nath territory. We must needs be wary of them and the dragons both. Journey to the hinterlands. Cool. I was wondering when we would go to the hinterlands. love the music for this area.
To the Thaliac River, where to the melted snows of Abelathia's spine eventually find their way by means of 1,000 silver streams. Whose waters have long nourished the Dravanian hinterlands, and so provided for a settlement of learned souls from across the northern seas. To the city of Sharlayan, that great seat of knowledge now abandoned by her keepers, they came.
Latoya dwells on the far side of the Thaliac River. Let us search for a crossing. We're going to a really good variety of areas in this expansion. Such interesting places. Ah, this is Idleshire. Okay, cool. Olympus has pollen. How do you feed a hungry man-like monster? Frog days of summer. Oh. These fate names are hilarious. I love them. Don't know what that is, but I don't love that. Wildebeests. It's a current. Oh. Northwest. God, imagine just abandoning a whole city like this. What a waste. Goblins. Here, I thought those were little aetherites. Go away. Magitech Van Gob. Oh god. Goblin mix. at least someone's making use of this city. Ooh. A shield. Hello? Not allowed in. Fine. I see how it is. You do feel very slow, don't you, once you get to a new zone? Pop goes the whizzle. Aether current. Aether current. Aether. Yep. I just realised, is there no aetherite? Well, none that I can see at the moment, anyway. Oh, we found some friendly goblins. Hello. This is Watchguard Post. This is important place. We watch guard for nasty monsters and evil Illuminati. Bactrix is keeper of knowings and data, but Bactrix has nothing to teach Uplander this day. Repairer. Oh, we got a chocobo stone. Okay, hello. The bridge ahead has collapsed. I'm afraid we shan't be crossing there. But worry not, I know another way. See you the towering structure to the north. We should be able to cross there. But 15 years abandoned, and already Charlian has fallen into such disarray. Verily, a city is no more than its inhabitants. I know I missed an aether current back there, but well, I'm going to take some time to explore this area later. Collect currents. Ooh, tarantula hawk. No thanks. Nope. I have ordered 0 tarantula hawks. Southwest. Yeah, I'll go back to that one. Idleshire. Knowledge seeks no man. So says the motto of Sharlayan, engraved upon yonder stone. The meaning is simple. It falls to us to seek enlightenment. During the 6th Astral Era, at the turn of the 13th century, men from the northern nation of Sharlayan journeyed across the seas to Eorzea in search of knowledge. Upon arriving at these shores, they established a camp for their scholarly endeavours. Over time, this camp grew into a settlement, and the settlement prospered, and so much so that it came to be counted amongst Eorzea's great city-states. Alas, those glory days are now but a fading memory. With her keepers lost to her, Sharlayan has become an empty husk of her former self. Uplander is mistaken. Sharlayan has new keepers, is on cusp of new age of glory. Oh. Goblins? Here to plunder the city? Uplander is mistaken, Muchly. We are not thieves. This place is our home. Your home? When last I looked, it was mine and Alphino's. We were born here. So, it's abandoned. It's whoever's lives here. When Uplanders abandoned city, Uplanders gave up claim. Born here or no, Uplanders are trespassers. I mean, I agree with the goblins. My friends, please, we did not come to dispute your claim to this land. Our purpose here is peaceful. We desire but to cross the river. Be calm, I beg you, and let us speak like the civilized folk that we are. Surely we can come to a mutual understanding. If that is truth, then Uplanders are welcome here. Come with Slowfix. Slowfix will show Uplanders settlement. Ooh. Got blue quests. Green grub mud plots. Stick Quix's bang pots. The hard place. The snail. I really like these area names. Rowan's Centre for Cultural Promotion. How did Rowan make a place here? Walnix is standing guard, keeping Idleshire safe for Gobbykin. You love bagpipe music, so you love the music of Idleshire? Ah, that's cool. It'll grow on me. I haven't actually really listened to bagpipes much, so... it's already growing on me. I suppose it's only to be expected that others would come and occupy Charlian. Nonetheless, it feels akin to having strangers take over your home in your absence. From the Goblin's perspective, such a well-appointed city is certainly an attractive proposition. This place is Idleshire, heart of great new nation. Free nation, built by all and free for all. Alright, what class do I want to get XP on? This is 58. Ninja, Bard... Let's go Bard. Here is Heart of Settlement. Name of Idleshire. What have we got here? Guests? Greetings to you. I am Alphina Levieur, and may I introduce my companions, Melchanangura and Ishtola. We have journeyed far in search of a friend, and seek to cross the river. But finding the main bridge collapsed, you went looking for a detour, and ended up stumbling into Slowfix and his crew. Is that right? That is the short of it. This place, Idleshire. I came expecting a ghost town. Suffice it to say, I am surprised to find it so alive. Well, with all them precious artifacts lying about, 'twas only a matter of time before treasure hunters like me moved in. But we weren't the first to arrive, neither. By then, Slowfix and his gobby friends were already settled. At first, gobbies and hunters disliked each other, but understanding came, then friendship. Now gobbies and hunters have joined hands to build great new nation. So that is what happened after we Charlayans departed. It's funny how Ishtola's last name very rarely comes up. What was it again? Oh, so you're locals. No hard feelings, I hope? All these nice buildings, but no one to live in them. Felt like a waste, you know? We've been trying to put the place to rights, and things have been going well for the most part, but it ain't all smooth sailing. Not to sound ungrateful, but the traps your people left lying about are a bloody nuisance. And there's the Illuminati harrowing us day and night. Slowfix has bright idea. Uplanders desire mutual understanding, yes? Best way to understanding is helping one another. Help citizens of Idleshire, and Uplanders can be citizens too. Citizens are free to cross river. Well, I am not aware of a quicker way to reach our destination. Let us assist Slowfix and his people. We got roped into that very quickly. Very easily. Great new nation. Roll. Okay. Mikote names are weird. Like male Mikote can only have one of two last names. Well, Seeker of the Sun names anyway. Ah, yeah. Golems be gone. So Uplanders agree to help? Good. Here is what Slowfix wants Uplanders to do. Many golems prowl Idleshire, get in the way of expansion plans. Slowfix wants Uplanders to eliminate golems. Uplanders are Charlayan, yes? Charlayans should know best way to deal with creatures. Sentinel golems? I dare say Ishtola will know how to deal with them. So we are to eliminate the golems. That should be a simple enough affair. The automata were employed as sentinels, and by design can be unmade with a coded command. At the time of the Exodus, it was noughts and crosses. And I see no reason why it should not still work. Let us divide the task between the three of us. The quicker to be finished with it. Say noughts and crosses to unmake a golem. Finally, I understand. So in Novice Network, which is the newbie channel, just every now and then someone will just say noughts and crosses, just out of nowhere. And I'm like, I have no idea why they're saying that. But there'll never be any context given. Someone will just say noughts and crosses. Hello. Hello, Wormy. Ooh, I like that outfit. That's nice. Summoner. Yeah. That's very nice. Is it the new Summoner set? Because that's cool. I have to get me one of those. Rec 60. Ah, nice. That's good. The way the various races' naming conventions work are pretty exhaustively detailed. There's a dictionary of Rogadin words for constructing Seawolf Rogadin names, for instance. Oh, that's cool. Ah. Now I know where noughts and crosses came from. Oh. Ever since I started playing this game, I've been wondering what is up with that. Claim Centurion. Okay, that's some more hunts. Just bounties, basically. Hello, can I go in here? No? Ooh, that's a nice robe. Ooh, those are pretty. Noughts and crosses. Golem crumbles to pieces. This way. Oh yes, I should make sure to attune to the Aetheryte. So they've got little Aetherites too. Well, one little Aetherite. Hey Dominic, welcome. Never thought it'd happen, but you paid money to rename your goofily named Lullafell to better fit the official naming conventions. This game made you care and you hate it for that. Oh. That's cool. That shows how well, like just how good the world building is in this game. Epilogue Gate is now accessible. Strange name. Yeah, I remember that clan, the clan of you, of Mikoto, over in Thanalan. Strictly speaking, her name's actually Stola. Oh, yep. Yeah, her sister called her Stola. But calling a Seeker Mikote their name without the tribe fragment is an act of extreme informality. Ah, okay. Done between close friends and family. Oh, that's a really cool detail. See ya, Golem. Done. Oops, I hit Mount Roulette. Alright, we're on a nightmare horse now. It's all good. Nightmare unicorn. Hello, you have Blue Quest? Wondrous Tales. An adventurer stands before you wearing a shite-eating grin and gazing at you in a way that makes you not entirely comfortable. Angora? Melchan Angora? Gods, it really is you. I've heard the songs and tales, but to think the day would come that I'd meet you in the flesh. Whatever have I done to deserve such an honour? Of all the days to forget to polish my armour, she must think I'm a total bumpkin. But wait, dare I ask? No, I daren't. To impose on such a hero? Oh, but what's the harm in trying? Yes, I must try. You see, I'm in a bit of a bind, a pickle, if you will. You see, I've just taken on a task of sorts. A task far, far beyond the abilities of a two-gill greenhorn like myself. But you, yes, a realm-renowned hero like you could tackle this monumental task in your sleep, blindfolded and with both arms and a leg tied behind your back. So you'll do it for me, yes? Wonderful. Just head over to Rowena's and tell Chloe Poe you're there to help. Chloe Poe? Is that their actual name, or... Did I say Chloe Poe? I meant Chloe Eliapo. That isn't my silly little nickname for her, and I certainly haven't been frequenting her shop every day for the past 2 moons, that her ever so cute little smile might brighten my dark and dreary days. But I've blabbered on enough, haven't I? Ta-ta! That was quite a character. Rave doesn't have a tribe fragment, because her backstory is she grew up as a street rat orphan in Thanavir. Doesn't know what tribe she's from. Oh, that's a really good character backstory for your character. That's cool. Yeah. Take the ride. Alright, let's go turn in this quest first, and then I'll go unlock Wondrous Tales. And I should probably end the stream soon. Getting kinda late. Of all the luck, one of my golems was not receptive to the password and tried to pummel me bloody. Thankfully, I managed to dance clear of its fists and strike it down. Aww. Poor Alphino. I'm pleased to report that my golems obediently crumbled at my command. Golems are no more? Wonderful! Now we can resume work to expand settlement. I've got a shield to go with my sword. An Illuminati incident. Uplanders helped Gobbyflock, earned right to be citizens of Idleshire, but Slowfix must ask another favour. Another favour, you say? Short time ago, dear friend of Slowfix ventured into Illuminati territory. Illuminati are nasty goblins, show no mercy, even towards Gobbykin. Slowfix fears for friend's life. Please find friend before Illuminati do. I am suddenly taken by a sense of foreboding. Be that as it may, we cannot turn a blind eye. Let us make haste and find Slowfix's friend. Oh dear. It's gonna be a whole thing, isn't it? Illuminati are nasty goblins. Show no mercy, even towards Gobbykin. Slowfix fears for friend's life. Aww. Wondrous Tales are a fantastic way of getting XP. Nice. Not that you need to grind for XP these days unless you're running a second class. I'm running all the classes. So that's going to be very useful. Don't think you've done a single side quest these past 2 expansions. Yeah, side quests don't seem very good for XP either. Dungeons are a lot better. I'm literally leveling every job. Well, it was easy to get started because I had the road to 70 XP buff, which was ridiculous, and made it pretty easy to get the classes, the ARR classes, all to 50. It's harder now because I've run out of the buff, but getting there. I've got Dark Knight to 50, Astrologian to 50, and I'm working on Machinist now. Hey there, lady. I'm Chloe Aliapo. And who might you be? She's a bit younger than I was expecting. Merchant Angura? The Merchant Angura? From all the stories? Wow, you're like a legend. A real, living and breathing legend. This is so exciting. Did I tell you I love stories? Well, I do. And not just listening to them. I'm pretty good at telling them too. I had this friend whose mummy and daddy went away and never came back. And, well, she gets lonely and cries sometimes. So I tell her stories to cheer her up. That's right. Stories of brave adventurers like you. She likes my stories. She stops crying and even starts smiling and laughing. Seeing her happy makes me happy too. But lately, she's just been staring off into space again. It must be my fault. I bet all my stories are starting to sound the same. Oh, this is really sad. Hey, Nora. How are ya? But then I had an idea. Do you know what it is? I'll ask great adventurers like you to tell me your stories, and then I'll put them together to make new stories of my own. It's a really great idea, right? Tell me you think so too. So will you help me? Rowena gives me all sorts of things when I work hard, so if you do this for me, I can give some of them to you. What sort of things? Well, tone stones for one, and, well, all kinds of other special stuff. But not my Mandragora pen, that's all mine. So do me a favour, remember all your bestest stories and write them in this notebook here. I call it Chloe's Wondrous Tales, because I have a tale and I tell tales. Get it? I get it. Every time your stories help me come up with a new tale of my own, I'll give you a present. It'll be a lot of fun for both of us, don't you think? Thanks, Mo-chan. And by the way, you're even cuter than I pictured you from the stories. We have a little admirer. Wondrous Tales. Henceforth, you can share your tales of heroism and daring do for the chance to earn valuable rewards. To begin, you'll want to obtain a journal from Chloe Aliapo. In addition to the one you just received, a new journal will be made available every week. 16 squares, each representing a certain quest or duty, or a category of the same. Triumph in an adventure. 9 squares on a single card. Deliver your marked journal. Reward you accordingly. Okay. New journey will be available every Tuesday. Okay. Bingo card. Yeah, no, I had a different idea of her from that adventurer who was talking about her. Called Chloe Poe. Okay, it makes sense that he calls her Chloe Poe now. Okay, yeah, I took that a different way than it was intended. Okay. Hand over a journal, receive a new journal. So do I receive another journal? Okay, I misread what that said. Okay, well, let's have a look at his journal. I'm gonna have to find somewhere on my hotbars for this journal. I'm out of spaces on my shared hotbar though. Well, soon I can get rid of Aether Currents because I'll have all the Heavensward ones. Yeah, I'll replace Aether Currents with this. Or Sightseeing Log. Yeah. Complete one of the following instance dungeons. Level 50 dungeon. Complete Palace of the Dead. Oh, complete it? Alexander. I haven't unlocked Alexander. Dunscath. Word of Darkness. Extreme duties. Interesting. will be fun. MGP. XP. Nice. Kind of like Pearl Faye, complete with hilariously traumatic backstory. Aww. Poor thing. Anyway, what were we doing? We had to rescue someone's friend. Wondering if I should end the stream and do that next time? In case it's a whole thing. It is 7:30. Second chance points are earned by completing instances with party members who haven't done that instance yet. Oh, okay. That's cool. Hinterland. Okay, there are quest aether currents there. But that you count for that if you haven't done that particular instance yet. Oh, that's cool. That's good. Alright, well, let's do this next quest. So I want to see where this goes. And then I end stream. One day I will end stream. One day. Kind of need the aether in hinterlands. The aether currents. Yeah, it's kind of a weird zone. Oh, a Boo Plus. Oh, let's go grab that on the way. Current. It can be spent to redo a square. Or shuffle your filled-in square. Ah, interesting. Quest. Louder than words. You are stranger. You are sneaky peeker. You are thief working for Illuminati. You can't take these things. No, no, no. They are for all to enjoy. But Illuminati always try to steal and hide things. Tap clicks must be on constant guard. If you say you are Gobby friend, then prove it. Find Illuminati and defeat them. Drive them away from this place. Sure. Go kick some Illuminati butt. Like right here. Summon Nero. Bow to Illuminati. Nah. What if I just did? Oops. Doesn't have its own aetherite either. Ah, okay. Deliberate design decision. They made it a separate zone to avoid overloading the hinterlands. Okay. Done. Let's go hand that in while we're here. Something they've done with every expansion. Ah, yeah, it makes sense. Hello, there's stuff happening here. You slew Illuminati fighting force. You are a true Gobby friend. The things here are for all people of Idleshire, but Illuminati try to steal them away. Illuminati is our enemy. Illuminati is your enemy. This means you are our friend. Can't argue with that. If Illuminati cannot have Whizzle Pops, no gob will. Whizzle Pops. Sounds like a kind of a lollipop. Sounds delicious. Whoa. Hello? Oh, that's an A rank. Yeah, let's just go around that. Far around that. Oh yeah, I should be looking out for this Aether current I missed. Southeast. Right where I'm going. What a coincidence. Hello. East. Ooh, okay. Looking for someone. Oh, there you are. Brave Flocks! It's Brave Flocks. Brave Flocks. From Realm Reborn. One of the members of the group that originally defeated Titan. Yeah, we've met her before. Goodly Uplander. Long time no eye catch. What is bringing Uplander here? Does Uplander have lusty eyes for junk of Brayflocks? Uplander must not be touching junk of Brayflocks. Brayflocks is finding junk first. I knew I recognised that voice. Greetings, Brayflocks. It has been a while. Forgive us for interrupting your work, but Captain Weissgate gave me to understand that you are marked by the Illuminati. This happens to be Illuminati-held territory. Is it wise to be here? Brayflocks eat Illuminati for sun-upses. For breakfast. Who eats who for sun-upses? Oh! Brayflocks all talks. Unwise you are to come here, after dirty taking secret knowings of cheese make from Illuminati. Brayflocks did no unright. Cheese recipe is gobby birthright. Save tongue flaps for trading in Death Pit. Titan, don't you mean Titus? Yes. Pray to Gobfathers, for punishment is near times. It appears we have no choice. Brayflocks, shall we do Illuminati gobby trick or two? To Death Pit with you, King Gob Tank. Whatever this is about, Brayflocks needs our help. I like how he acknowledges that we have no idea what's going on, but... Well, I mean, Brayflocks stole their cheese recipe to share it with everyone. Cheese! It's important. Tremble before might of Illuminati. Ah. Whence came all these bombs? This is just like that boss. Spill bladder not over unstrong fire bombs of Illuminati. Spill bladder not. I'll try. More lent fists. Yet more of them. At this rate. Now seems as good a time as any. I shall invoke a spell. What you gonna do? Pray keep the enemy at bay. Ooh. She's doing something cool. Oh, she's got people on her. Sorry, Stoller. It is done. Amazing. How did you learn such a potent spell? Huzzah! Uplander is Brave Flox's Iron Fist. There's more. Oh, you stop shooting Alpha Node with a gun. Please. Here's my son. I'll protect him. Fishy! Illuminati no match for furious gobfists of Brayflox. More junk is awaiting Brayflox muchly. Brayflox is taking leave of Uplanders. We all just shrug. Well, that happened. So that was the famous Brayflox. I have newfound respect for the company of heroes. That a motley crew such as theirs could achieve the feats they did bespeaks unwavering solidarity. Being embroiled in a cheese war was the last thing I expected coming to Charlene. At any rate, we have fulfilled Slowfix's request. Let us return with the good tidings and be on our way. A cheese war. Ah, yeah, I see that whole section over there. I think there was a Aether thing. Yeah, we'll get another current. Oh. Is it up there? inside the building. Yeah. Here we go. Here's the entrance. Good, good. Get him, Nero. Get him. Just shooting me with a gun. That's not okay. I mean, I can still. It's like I'm actually playing WoW. Oh dear. We must do a climb. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's in here. Aha! Found it. Nice. Southwest. Alright, we can get out of here. Oh god. Jerk. Boom. That's what you get, jerk. Right. Hand this in, and then I think we'll end the stream. Hello. Walking Atlas. New to Ardeshire? Never fear. I know these parts like the back of my hand, and nothing would give me greater pleasure than to personally give you a guided tour. So what do you say, friend? It'll be the best 1,000 gil you ever spent. I did mention it costs 1,000 gil, yes? Believe me, it's worth that 100 times over. No. I had known that Ishtola was capable, but to invoke such potent magic so effortlessly, I must needs redouble my efforts if I am to approach her level of mastery. Relax, Alphino, you're still a teenager. One does not simply drift in the life stream. It is a constant struggle to hold on to your very essence. The experience has hardened me in ways I can ill explain. Aww. I'm just glad we have it back. Uplanders are back. Did Uplanders find friend of Slowfix? Psh, time has not cured recklessness of Brayflox. Without help from Uplanders, Brayflox would now be dead gobby. Slowfix owes Uplanders debt of gratitude. Slowfix and Brayflox are joined by unseverable gobby bond. If Slowfix had known that Uplanders are friends of Brayflox, Slowfix would have welcomed Uplanders to Gobbyflock at first meeting. What's this look like? Yeah, it's kind of cool. I'll take it. Oh, blue quest. Blue quest. Ebb and Aether flow. Aether current. Half-6 has a very important task for trusty Uplander. Must be done with fastness. Aetherite of Idleshire needs inspection. Maybe needs upkeep too. If gobbies do not take a look and fix little problems, its spinnings may shudder and stop. Or there is very big boom. But Half-6 does not have the right tools. Uplander, there is no time to waste. Half-6 needs Aether flow disruptors. The distributors, sorry. The nearest are in base of Illuminati. Come, come, raid their store pots. Gladly. Alright, I think we will leave it there. Leaving Idleshire. Yeah, that seems like a good place to stop. Plus it's 8 o'clock. Well, that was an interesting day. Not at all what I expected. Illuminati incident. No sooner do you locate her yeah, I was just remembering. Yeah, I was pretty sure that Brayflox was female. Alright. Thank you all for watching. That was fun. Hopefully I can get back to this again soon. Probably going to spend tonight doing side quests and collecting currents. And there's no one streaming that I would want to host. No one I'm familiar with. So no raid. Well, I'll just end the stream then. Thank you all very much for watching. And I'll see you all next time. See ya!